is I'm going to basically take little sections there again. Probably about 5 sections across the back. I might go do 3 and just leave these corners out because right behind the ear, there's not a lot of hair here. So sometimes when you're cutting like interior like this, you might want to leave just that for weight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically put my hand, I'm going to pull it straight out. I'm going to leave it off to the side a little bit. Straight up. And I'm just going to kind of put my, right about when I can get a comb in there, this blade in there, I'm just going to kind of cut. And do the same thing. Whoa, going through your comb. And I'm just going to have my hand like I'm serving a platter here, and I'm just going to walk out through it. And my hand becomes the kind of the cutting plane, so I can cut the hair. Again, I'm just kind of leaving it over the side, nice and wide comb there, putting the blade in, and just kind of putting some texture into the interior. Okay, I'm going to go back to the center, get that out of the way. I've already cut it once, and I got one more piece here I think I can do. Now, in really thick hair, you can get crazy on this and do a lot. I'm just doing a little bit for the demo as much as putting a little bit of movement in her hair. Again, like on that bob, it just puts movement in the hair. It's not really cutting her hair short. It's not really doing anything bad. It's just getting rid of that solid mass of one set of hair. So you're just putting a little bit of movement in the hair. When she curls her hair, it's going to hold curls better. When it does things, so it's going to have other purposes just between, for styling as well. That's it. And I'm going to come down. Now, I would say I started probably about 5 inches on that one, so I'm going to go a little bit, about the same on the next one, but just determine where you want to start on each one. Now, there's a very good use for this, because there's a lot of people, and you'll find out more as you do one, you're going to get more people asking, that they have, especially here. You guys, the models that came to this call had ponytails like this big, bone straight hair to their ground, and it's 2 things. First of all, it's 400 pounds of hair, and they would love to have movement, and have something that's just solid. And something like this, we just do like 2-inch sections, 2-inch sections, 2-inch sections, and just take out a lot of interior weight. You're not taking anything away from the hair except you're not taking anything away from the shape except better shape. You're not taking anything away from the movement except more movement. You're just basically creating the interior of this hair, and you have probably more reason to use it here than I do in California. You have so many of this just like beautiful solid hair, and it won't change that whole look. It'll just get more movement. It'll get more shape to it. So you have great ways to use something like this here. Again, you're going to take it here, I'm just going to lay it over my hand, and about 4 inches from the head, I'm just going to come in here and cut. Now, on some of the girls I saw yesterday, I'd have taken twice as much hair off of their head, but in her, again, I'm adjusting it to the customer. This section falls out, it knows it's already been cut, it doesn't need to get cut again. Does someone need a water back there, or are they okay? Okay, no problem. Got plenty. I got some scotch in my bag if you want it.
Can you hold this camera?
Yes, I'll hold the camera. You go get the drinks for us. Okay, I'm just going to go right to the back of the ear again. Now this cut is called the grunge, and it was inspired kind of by the grunge movement. Again, each cut had a little bit of a connection to somewhere. The last cut was actually closer to the more modern, very short like that. So that was, I guess, a little break off of the punk a little bit. And if you don't want to cut your sections, just kind of keep pushing them out of the way. It's fine. Their shoulders are good clips. Can you guys see using this at all?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. With that hair, I mean, I think you have more reason here than I could ever do back in California.
Do you prefer to do it on dry hair?
Yeah, I love it on dry hair. What's going to happen, wet hair is great. And hair, again, back to that thick hair, you can do it on wet hair here because you want to take out a lot of hair. But on dry hair, you can take out less and you know what you're doing exactly. Wet hair clumps together, one closes the blade, that's a lot more hair than you expected to fall. Where dry hair, you can just kind of slow down on your closing the blade. There's a lot of ways you can kind of protect yourself here. Okay, we're going to take her hair. Another thing to do real quickly, I'm putting all the hair that I've already done in front, so when I lay this down, it's not mixing with the other hair. I'm going to take out just the top. Now here's a little quick point. If I pick out just the top, I can channel out here, and I still have a veil to cover up what I just did. So all the mistakes I'm going to make, I've got to cover. So, what's that? Yeah, I'll do the top closer to the more of the hinge cut where it's really long and layered, so it's actually adding more. This is taking more out.
Would you sometimes not do the top?
Yeah, definitely. You could just take all the interior out and not do the top at all. That'd be perfect. Because again, then it's just a fake one length hair. You did all your damage, good damage inside.
Just took out some of the weights.
Yeah.
What is it called when you're cutting downwards like that again?
This one is called, oh my gosh, it's our new hinge, I forgot. Palm cutting, palm hinge cutting. Basically I'm cutting, the hinge cut, I'm hinging out the head, but I'm cutting inside the palm. I think the way they have designed this cut, like I said, to go over to my notes there, is further from the head, closer to the head, closer to the head, or the other way, I'm not sure. But the way it probably should be is kind of not too close to the head on the bottom one, and not too close to the head on the top one, and then on the inside just go crazy, cut, you know, what have you, because that's the deep interior, the weight you're taking out. I think it's more like 8 inches from the head, 6 inches from the head, 2 inches from the head, but I would do it the opposite. Do everything on the interior. Lay my head flat, lay my blade right on their hand, and I'm just opening and closing, just kind of walking out through the ends. Like I'm serving, like I'm taking away the food that I just served. Getting it. One more. Not on this dry hair, I probably wouldn't, but I love the razor cut, yeah. On this, I like the fact that I'm opening and closing the blade and it's doing something, and it's not compromising any cuticle or anything like that, because I'm actually making a solid cut each time. With a razor blade, unless it was brand new every 3 sections, you'd start to get to a part where you're just scraping that cuticle a little bit. So I'd probably skip the razor, unless it was on wet hair, then you go crazy. Hi, beauty. Okay, so I've got all my hair out of the way. I'm going to do very similar on the bottom section here, but again, I'm going to pull it to the ear, back to the ear, so it's not doing so much in the front. I'm going to leave this section out, not hurt at all. I'll just do 2 right here behind the ear. Oh, sorry, boss.
Oh, my bad.
Just a little bit of movement. Like I said, there's less hair here, guys, so I'm going to almost pretend more than cut. Now she needs the external part of her haircut layer because the cut that's in here is a little bit like not perfect. So I'm going to do a little bit of that layer cut on too, but again, you could just definitely do just the underneath if you wanted to. How many of you have tried the Cleanse Extend Dry Shampoo? It is, like for this, spend all the time flat ironing it out. Tomorrow she wakes up and it's just a little grease hit the scalp, but it still looks good everywhere else. A little bit of that Cleanse Extend, and you're good for another day or 2. It's great. I love it for stuff when you put so much time into styling your hair. Like if you take some of your curly hair guys and you blow them out for your clients, they should go home with that, because the only thing that's going to get them to lose that style you just put in is they're going to have to wash their hair. So if you can give them something to keep their hair clean